Thank you very much for joining us today for Kojima Productions Beyond the Strand. We would like to share a few announcements with all the attendees.
Flight director, all stations, status check.
Flight director, all stations, status check.
Propulsion.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Communications.
Go.
Range.
Range is green.
Weather.
Weather is go. Navigation.
Go.
Telemetry.
Go.
Power.
Go.
Batteries. Go. Fuel. Tanks at flight level.
Go.
Pressurization. Go. Structures.
Go.
Life support. Go. Engines.
Go.
All systems are locked. Engines are armed. We're go for final count.
Starting final count. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. The rocket leaves the pad, powering into the sky.
皆さんこんにちは、小島です。本日付で独立スタジオを立ち上げました。その最初のプロジェクトをプレイステーションと始めたいと思っています。ありがとうございます。I'm back!
Today, I'm pleased to share we will be working together to create a brand new experience like we've never seen before.
こんにちは、小島秀夫です。少し時間はかかるかもしれませんが、これから、Xbox ゲームスタジオと提携し、皆さんに喜んでいただけるニュースをお届けしていきたいと思います。ご期待ください。
Behind OD, Mr. Hideo Kojima! Mr. Kojima!
Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today for this Kojima Productions 10th anniversary celebration Beyond the Strand. We are honored to welcome not only everyone gathered here at Toho Cinema's Roppongi Hills, but also friends around the world who are sharing the celebration with us via YouTube, Twitch, IGN, Bilibili. I'm sorry for the late introduction. I am also one of the someone, Lisa Unai. Thank you for having me. Thank you. So at the beginning, we look back on the 10-year journey of Kojima Productions through the opening video, and now it's time to officially begin today's program. So without further ado, let us welcome onto the stage the world-renowned game creator, director Hideo Kojima. Please. Thank you, Kojima. Mr. Kojima-san.
Hi everybody, konnichiwa. Konnichiwa everyone. Well, 10 years ago when I went independent, I lost everything. I had nothing. But, I had the connection with fans and people. So I followed that tie and created this Kojima Productions. And today, we have Kojima Productions because of all of you. Usually, 10 years, a company won't survive. It's only like a certain percent survives, but we were able to survive the 10 years. So we want to talk about the past 10 years, but we also want to talk about the next 10 years, how we will evolve together, and how Kojima Productions will face the next 10 years. So hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much. So we will be looking back on the past 10 years, confirm where we are today, and also think about what future awaits.
So everyone will be connected with me, all the future.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Oh, this was 10 years ago. It's a very small, it's not an office. I just kind of rented an office. So this just, 4 people. And it was just basically me. I only had a PlayStation, a monitor, and a notebook. Oh, there's a watch as well. But, I just did it all by myself. I'm quite slim back then, yeah? But no one came, so it was just me 10 years ago.
And then the Ludens mark?
Yes, we had to create something like a Ludens mark, so I created it with Yoji. Since we don't have any machines or PCs, so Yoji did it freehand. Yeah, it's embarrassing to look back now. Yes, we signed a deal with Sony for Death Stranding. Oh, brings back a lot of memories.
And then what's necessary, the game engine?
Yes, so we should create our own game engine, but it takes a lot of time. So I went all around the world for the studio, like 30 to 40 studios, and then we decided to use the engine of the Guerrilla Games in the Netherlands. So
You were traveling around the world.
yes, exactly. So we were in a small room, but then I got a couple of staff, so I also rented a little bigger place in Ebisu, like a couple of rooms like this.
It's much bigger.
Yeah, in a way. It's just, every time we hired a new person, we kind of rented a different room or a new room. But you can't use the hallways and stuff, it's just some rooms. So it was, I think, 2016, I made the first teaser and was made actually here. So we couldn't make it in our small booth, so we had to use like the hallway or up in the rooftop. And yeah, I was in trouble with the security because we weren't supposed to use it. So we used those spaces to create the first teaser. And 2016 May was it? We moved to Season Terrace in the Shinagawa. And we were on the 12th floor back then. And, the construction wasn't in time, but we just, put some desks and chairs there. And here are, we need to go see the furniture too. So we need to find the lighting and seats. And look, I'm really slim back then, Yes, I still like that chair, so I still use it. Yes, we started to kind of make this. This is the previous hallway, and we were thinking of how to make the hallway, so we use a model to kind of mock to kind of see how it looks. And then the construction started. Yeah, and we kind of, went along the way, the constructions of how we should design it.
This is from E3.
Yes, we did the teaser of Death Stranding, yes.
That was an exciting time.
And then, we were checking all other stuff on the engine, but we thought that we want to team up with the Guerrilla's Decima engine, so, yes. It's the source code that they provided us, that box. And then 2017, January, the construction was finished, so we did the, kitchen, the meeting rooms, and also the hallway. And we didn't have anything else. All the interviews were done in the partition in one room and stuff.
And this is the interior of the office. So every visitor.
Yes. Oh, this is actually on the new office. And we were able to kind of secure the full floor. And you see the mixed floor. And I don't do the studio tour all the time, but actually I happen to do maybe once a day, and I can't really work actually, but anyways. Yes, it's cafeteria, and this room, yes. Well, if you come, we could show you this part of the room.
It's very impressive. I was very much impressed too. It's a wonderful office you have.
Thank you, yes.
Very quickly, we looked back on the tenure. At the time of the company's founding, I heard you encountered many hardships.
Yes, we're not on public. Usually in that building we can't go in, and I was wondering what to do. But the owner of the building was a big fan of mine, so we were able to be in that Season Terrace. And one more key thing happened, and I will introduce that now.
So this is someone who supported and stood by the company. Please welcome Mr. Norihiko Sumita, who at the time was serving as a director at MUFG Bank. Please come to the center of the stage. Mr. Sumita, thank you very much for being with us today. Yes, thank you. So to begin, could you share with us a little bit about the early days of the company's founding? Yes, my relationship with Mr. Kojima is a rather unique one. When I was at the bank, I was in charge of one of the branches, and this branch happens to be near Kojima-san's office. So the branch manager of this bank knew I was a huge fan of games, particularly knew that I was a huge fan of Mr. Kojima. So they set me up with Mr. Kojima to have lunch, and I still remember clearly this lunch meeting. It went on for over 3 hours. There were 4 people with us, but we completely ignored them. I just spent the hours talking about games and entertainment with Mr. Kojima. Nobody could keep up with us in our conversations. But so that's how we started. And afterwards, of course, we gave loans. So thank you for your support.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes. So when we tried to borrow money from a bank, they all said no because we know you, but your company doesn't have credit. So I was wondering what to do, but Mr. Sumita helped me out on these tough times.
There are two things to keep in mind for bank loans. One is the character of the manager of a business, and the second point is the potential of the business. Well, the character, the branch manager in charge of Mr. Kojima's company was a very competent person, and he had many conversations with them. And he said that yes, we could trust Mr. Kojima. Trust is very important for the banking business. And at the time, it just so happened I owned a very rare computer called the MSX2, and I played all games from Metal Gear 1. And the games clearly indicate the character of the person who created them, and I was able to see that he is trustworthy and that I could connect with him. So I found no problem whatsoever with the character of the business manager. And the second point regarding business potential, Mr. Kojima had made a number of games, great games, and I knew the next game that he would create will be another masterpiece.
Well, if it wasn't for Mr. Sumita, Kojima Productions wouldn't, be today. I couldn't even create a credit card.
I can send out an invitation for our highest ranked card.
Thank you.
His current role as president of Mitsubishi UFJ Nikos has once again become involved with Kojima Productions. Director, could you tell us more about that?
Okay. Well, he's my savior, so to say. Okay. Kojima Productions and Mitsubishi UFJ card will do a collaboration card. So thank you so much. So now I could use a credit card, thank God.
これはデザインは今後発表されていくということでしょうか。
Yes, since now I'm the president of the card company, when we look at card users, they focused on consumption of goods and items, but nowadays a shift has occurred and they now focus on experience, consuming experience. And what is experience? Entertainment. For me, what is number one? Entertainment. Of course, Mr. Kojima. So I have been dying to collaborate with Mr. Kojima. So in the second half of next year, we have a plan. This will enable users to use a smartphone app and be able to use a digital card. And this will have many different game characters, sports. And for different cards, different themes will be adopted. But this is going to be the first of the card that we will be launching. And this will be a collaboration with Mr. Kojima and his Kojima Productions. So please look forward to that. So many payments can be done through your smartphones, and you can accumulate points. And the points that you accumulate can be used to exchange for merchandise or other goods. One of the differences from other cards is, since I'm a big fan of Mr. Kojima and Kojima Productions, the goods and merchandise for which points can be exchanged. Of course, we are currently planning for what kind of goods to be made available, but this is going to be a very exciting collaboration between Kojima Productions and Mitsubishi UFJ Nikos. Thank you very much. We are very much excited. Thank you very much once again. Please give a big round of applause to Mr. Sumita. And Mr. Kojima, you can finally have a card. So up to this point, we've looked back on Kojima Productions' 10 years through valuable photos and with the help of someone who played such an important role at the time of the company's founding. So Mr. Kojima, I understand that today's event, we will be looking back on the 10 years, and also you will be giving us a glimpse of the various projects you're currently working on.
Yeah, just a part of some things, but I had some plans when I started the studio. It was a 10-year plan, but it's going to take 20 for now. So let's look at it. So when I started the company, I thought that I need to create a new IP, and that's 2015. So it says a spaceship built. It means the office, and the astronauts are basically all the staff. And then we wanted to go out into space, meaning we need a new IP, a new title. So 2019 we had Death Stranding. But we also wanted to keep the connection between the fans, so merchandising, or we did like a fan event or the Death Stranding event. And that was phase one in a nutshell. Okay, let's move on. We're in phase two from 2019 to 2025. I don't know, maybe a little longer, but this is the phase two. What I'm talking about is a new, we're changing the spaceship. So we're going out of the solar system. We're going to go out even more further to other planets. So first is to strengthen our IP. So the director's cut or do on a multi-platform. But not just one title is, enough to make a stable IP, so we made Death Stranding 2. And now, at the same time, I wanted to challenge something new. So a new title, and I might show you that later. And then we still need, of course, the connection with the fans, so we kept the merchandising going, and we do like a Parco pop-up shop. And also we have this Death Stranding concert tour, classic concert tour all around the world. And also I do the radio show, Kojiju, and Miss Unai, you're doing it with me previously as well. But that all is a wrap of phase two. Now, I don't know if I'll be alive, but phase three is coming, like maybe 2030. I'm saying like third phase. So this is like we have all our equipment. We're going to the next galaxy, so to say. So all the things of entertainment will change. There'll be like games and animes and movies, but also new IPs should be born in, I don't know which platform, but entertainment for sure will change. There'll be more something in between movies or games. So we'll use that new tool and create a new IP. And also creating things for AR and entertainment to the everyday world, not just from the monitor, but I want to create something totally new. So that's third phase. But I can't show you anything of the third phase today. But this was, the plan that I created when I started the studio. So I hope that this would become true.
We can hear more about what's to come. And so now moving forward from that journey of the past decade, we'd like to turn to a title that has been truly indispensable, especially for the first phase. This Death Stranding 2 on the Beach was released on June 26th of this year. And thanks to your support, many people have played the game and it has already received an overwhelming response. I cried a lot. So now we would like to once again introduce the outstanding members who contributed to this fantastic series. Please give a big round of applause and welcome them onto the stage. First, representing the world of voice acting, we have Kikuko Inoue. In this series, she provided the voices for Lucy and Emily. Ms. Inoue, thank you for coming. And next, a master of horror manga, Junji Ito. In this series, he contributed artwork to the final trailer and made a cameo appearance as well. Next, an internationally active actor, Shiori Kutsuna. In this series, she provided the voice of Rainy, as you know. Next, world-renowned artist Daichi Miura. For this series, he contributed a new song and dance and also participated with a cameo appearance. And the actor playing the protagonist, Kenjiro Tsuda. He provides the Japanese voice for Sam Porter Bridges and has been an indispensable presence throughout the series. Those are the special guests. Once again, please give a big round of applause. So now we would like to turn to the special guests and hear your comments, starting with you, Inoue-san. What are your impressions of Death Stranding? Any special memories with Mr. Kojima? Hello, everyone. in Death Stranding, I played Amelie Bridget, and in Death Stranding 2, I played the voice of Lucy. I am Inoue Kikuko, a voice actor. First of all, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. Mr. Kojima, congratulations. When I played Amelie, Bridget, and Lucy, they were all very important characters in the game titles, and I was always very nervous and excited. But whenever we did a shoot, Mr. Kojima was very kind and extended very warm hospitality. And he had his eyes twinkling like a little boy, and excitingly telling me about what his next project is going to be, and I was able to enjoy the recording very much. Every time, the innovative, memorable game titles that Mr. Kojima creates, I am very honored to be part of those wonderful games. I am fortunate to have had the opportunity to be part of these great projects. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I would like to ask you, Ito-san, for comments. Hello, I am Junji Ito. I am a horror manga artist. 10th anniversary. Congratulations to you, Kojima Productions. I think it was just after the founding of the company. There was a very large office I visited together with my wife. And from front, back, side, you scanned me, actually. You took a scan of me. And I was given this great honor of being part of the game. And that was an honor already great enough. But this time in Death Stranding 2, the director himself asked me to provide some artwork. And again, I was overwhelmed and very much honored. So I had a freedom in creating the artwork. And this has been a great experience. Thank you very much. I have no regrets.
Thank you. Yeah, we're the same age, and we've known each other for like 30 years.
Here, but I think we met at a restaurant. And Mr. Kojima, you were acting like a zombie at the time.
It's typical me.
Anyhow, for the next 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years, I wish for further success. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ito. And next, Ms. Kutsuna, Hideo-san, and the team at Kojima Productions. Congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I appeared, I played the voice of Rainy in Death Stranding 2. It was the first time for me to work on a game title. The shooting period was much longer compared to other films. And the reaction from the fans, since it was the first time for me, I had no idea. But because I spent such long time playing the character, and everybody joined me on this journey, and I was able to experience this emotional journey that I had not in other films. I was able to hear voices of the fans directly. It made me very happy. So I spent about 3 years together with Hideo-san on this title. And he has the mind of a boy, and he's always honest. He is determined to make dreams a reality, and that part of him gives me inspiration every time I meet him. So I'm very happy for this meeting.
Thank you so much. At first, it was right during the pandemic, and we scanned, and I asked you to act, and even the Japanese voiceover. Of course, for the English, you acted as well. So thank you so much, Shodi. Thank you.
And from Mr. Kojima's view, how did Rainy appear in your eyes?
Well, Rainy, the character was always in my head, but after scanned her, Shiori, I kind of had different image. I kind of changed a bit, and then I met with Shiori, and noticed her habits, and I kind of added that in Rainy. So if Shiori wasn't around, Rainy would have been born like that. But I'm glad that everyone likes the character, so thank you so much, Shiori.
レイニーというのは非常に優しい人柄ですけれども
Rainy is a very gentle character. What about Yukutsuna-san? How did you think about the character? Well, first of all, I come from Australia. I'm from Australia. So when we were shooting, the sceneries, the images, and also the birds that appear are all the environment found in the country where I grew up. So I was able to go back to my own roots, and I felt this great connection. I struggle a bit, but my English has the Australian accent, so it's very cheerful, bright, and that's the image I had for the character, and that's how I acted. Yes, you played a very attractive, very charming character. So next, Miura-san. Hello, I'm Daichi Miura, Mr. Kojima, and the team at Kojima Productions. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you on your 10th anniversary. I think I was in the 6th grade in elementary school. That was the first time I played and also sang a song from the Metal Gear Solid. And I asked my staff to buy me a Metal Gear Solid game if I did a great job on the recording. So that was the first encounter with Mr. Kojima's world. And I had not imagined that I would be able to work with him for this Stranding 2. I worked with a music producer to provide a song, and I was very lucky to be part of this collaboration between my song and Mr. Kojima's game. So I think your phases will continue, and I will continue to support you through the 4th phase.
Well, he was in DS1 just a bit, yes. And there was a little dance back then, but it was a totally different person who did that dance. So I wanted to kind of really use Daichi's real dance in DS2. So this time, yes, he provided the song, and also I asked him to dance, and we captured that. And that was really tough. It took like 2 years in total from scanning.
Yes, but they took great care of me recording every single move.
No, you could see all angle from Daichi's song. So make sure you look it from the top, the bottom, the side.
Yes, the Dolman's dance, that's another thing to keep an eye on in the game. And the Sam is also excited in the game. That's what I love about Sam. Is very, very much in the groove. So please enjoy his dance scenes from various angles. Thank you, Miura-san. And Tsuda-san, please. Hello, I'm the actor portraying the character Sam. Mr. Kojima, staff at Kojima Productions, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. I often talk about this everywhere I go, but the first time I got the offer was through a Twitter direct message. I was quite shocked. But anyhow, I started recording, and I remember the very first time we started with a trailer with Nana Mizuki, 2 of us recorded. There was an explosion. Yes, that's the scene where we started. And then I said a phrase, and Mr. Kojima said, do this and do that, and Mr. Kojima said, yes, this is it. So I was very much relieved.
And then after that, it took like 2 years to do this. So sorry for that long time.
Yes, so I was fortunate to be part of both 1 and 2. And the recording itself was done meticulously. In other games, you would do a recording all by yourself in one go, but when it comes to the Stranding, almost every time we had the other actors, so we try to coordinate our schedules so that we will be there together to do a recording. And then before we do recording, we would be able to see the videos and images, and they were very high quality. But Mr. Kojima appeared very shy, very humble, saying it was only done 70%. But in my eyes, they were completely done. And I'm a very particular person as well. So I wanted to do more.
No, I'm very happy. Mr. Tsuda and Miss Kiko is like want to kind of always say, "Oh, I want one more take," and that's great. And the last takes are usually the good, so it's really good that you kind of come up and say you want to do one more again.
Yeah, so his passion was great. His world, his universe was just amazing, and I'm very happy to be part of that. And I look forward to many more exciting games.
Tsuda-san, you're always so busy, so.
I'll be there. Please talk to me. So
For Miss Kiko, we've been together for like 35 years, but she's supposed to be officially 17 years old. We've been together since Snatcher, and I want you to complete all of my titles, so the next one too. So, everyone says I'm nice. But to be honest, the first recording I ever done, everyone was so mean to me, but Kiko-san was the only person who was nice to me. So I thought, and some people were like nice to me, but
everyone's actually kind, but we were all nervous and we were tense.
Well, when you work with someone that you rely on and you trust, the quality rises. And also, going after dinner, after the recording, going dinner after the recording is really good. It's almost like a family. So let's continue to that kind of family. Tsuda-san, you too. We're all family now.
And I would also like to ask Mr. Kojima, what were the thoughts behind the Stranding 1 and 2?
One is, as I said before, phase 1. So I had to create a new IP. It's something that no one ever seen before. No one experienced, game design. I had to create it, while looking for the office and hiring people. I don't really remember that much because it was just so busy. But 2 was, DS2 is difficult because it's a sequel. And some, movies are not successful in the sequel sometimes. So it was a real tough challenge.
And you created this Stranding series that really leaves a lasting impression on the users or players.
But, I want to work with the people I like. Someone who is negative comes into the project, it doesn't really fit in well. So I want to kind of, raise the bar with the people who are eager and also that I could trust. So I'll never let go of these people that I work with now.
I look forward to the day we will be able to see this connection comes to life again in the future. Once again, thank you all to those who contributed to the Death Stranding series. Please join me in giving them a big round of applause.
Well, those are really great people. And Hideo, it seems like it seems like everyone you're enjoying with all these people. Oh yeah, I'm not just, working with them. I go to karaoke or go to dinner with them, so it's great. So we'll go on to the next phase of Kojima Productions, which is now phase 2. So let's talk about the next 10 years. What do you want to show the next 10 years? Okay. I wanna show you this. Okay, there it goes. Yes, this is what I want to show you.
ということは、それではこのステージのスペシャルゲストをご紹介いたしましょう。マイクロソフトゲーミング CEO フィル・スペンサーさん
For
で
the
す。
stage, Microsoft Gaming CEO, Mr. Phil Spencer.
改めてご紹介いたします。
Let me
世界の
introduce
ゲー
him
ム業
once
界を
again.
牽引
He's
し
the
続
one of
ける
the leaders in the world game industry,
Microsoft
Microsoft Gaming CEO, Mr. Phil Spencer. Thank you very much. Could you give us a few words?
First, I just want to say happy 10th anniversary to Kojima-san and the team. A decade of bold and lasting work, truly an amazing accomplishment. So congratulations. And thanks to our MC, Risa, thank you for being up here. At Xbox, we empower creators to push boundaries. OD was absolutely that kind of opportunity, an opportunity to support something truly visionary. And development is well underway. Kojima is innovating in gameplay, story, and player engagement. We're collaborating closely, and we're very excited for what's next.
それでは監督、改め
Thank
て
you very much, Mr. Kojima. Could you touch on this new title, OD?
これはですね、
Well, this title is, well, I've been creating something that was not there before, like stealth or like a portal game, but this is totally different, even as a system. It's like I want to go over the system of films and games. I can't really say specifically, but we're still developing. And today, I wanted to show the actual footage using the Unreal Engine. So it's a footage of the game. So I want to show, hey, wait, does people want to see the new, video that I brought? All right. Then it's very scary, but I warn you, so let's check out the video.
さん大丈夫でしたか？
So, is everyone alright?
どうですかね。
So,
これはテスト2
So
さらに一歩進んだ。
this is a little one step higher than, technology is one step higher than DS2. It's kind of, you saw the actual from the game engine. So if you look very closely to the Sophia Lillis close-up, it's not a cutscene, it's not a demo scene,
気
it's
にな
a...
りますけれども、改めてフィルさん、今の映像を
Phil,
ご覧に
what
なって
did
い
you
かがです
think
か？
about that video?
Just what an amazing, I'd say maybe teaser or a glimpse into something. Maybe it's like a signal. When I first saw it, I saw something new, something slightly sinister, but also something that was extremely Kojima-san. OD is bold, it's unique, and it's unmistakably from this studio, which is just incredible. We're deeply supporting the production. It's our technical work on Unreal that we're doing with the team, both with the kind of flashy, what you see on the screen, but also a lot of behind the scenes work. We have one goal in mind, which is to bring Kojima-san's vision to life for all players everywhere, and we can't wait for players to experience it when it's ready.
はい、本当にゲームとは思えないよう
So
な
it's so real
見さ
that
せていた
I
だき
didn't
ました
think that was from game.
上ですね。
Yeah, it's all on Unreal, and yeah, it is a game, yes,
こ
yes.
ちらが本日公開ですね。
This is the release for the first time poster.
作ってみましたけど、
はい。
ソフィアさん。
I created the main visual, Sophia looks really scared, I can't really speak about it so much, but we had like the SAG strike for like a year. We did finish the scan, but we need to do the performance capture, session.
And one thing that we can see, this term knock,
これは OD の
what is this?
ノックというサブタイで、まあノックの
Well, knock is a subtitle, so I am kind of designing the fear of the knock. So I announced about like Jordan Peele before about OD. So Jordan has his kind of own different one, and of course we'll create as a game, but OD is something, there's a different kind of fear Jordan will do. Mine is like the knock is the fear.
描く恐怖が
So the fear varies depending on director.
ジャンジャンジャンジャン。
I really am afraid of the big knock sound, so that's why I thought, the knock is like the frightening. And I can't really talk about the red door, but there's so many hints in the teaser. Like you see the sticker of the eye, but probably I hope a lot of people will talk about it.
何が起こるんだろう
What would happen when we turn on the candles?
ろうそくをつけて
Well, it's a game, and it's all like not a cutscene, so, it's not a game about lighting candles, so don't get that wrong, but, and I can't really speak about the matches, but it's really scary, but you'll probably do in your pants or whatever, and, but even if you're scared when you play alone, there is, something, well, sorry, my biggest fear is Phil next to me, but sorry.
いやでもフィルさんこれは
So,
怖い作品
Phil, I think this must be so scary.
Yes, and I will not be playing by myself. I'm not the best player of scary games, but it is, I believe, truly something new. And I love the bold vision to use interactive entertainment to bring new emotion out of our players. Very great.
いやー本当に楽しみです
Yes. We are very much looking forward to it.
ちょっと言えませんが、あるところ
Well,
で
I can't really say about the environment, but I did scan it in the real live area. So for me, for OD, I want to go around all over the world where are scary kind of places. I want to scan a ghost for the first time, and I want to get an award for that. But anyways, that place that we scanned, there should be a ghost. But you hear this cracking sound? That's actually a sound that was recorded in our studio, which sometimes it squeaks in the studio or something. Maybe the ghost was there, but she's no longer there anymore. But anyways, and that's why we went to the shrine together with Microsoft to make sure that we have a safe build of the game, and we'll probably hire a.
制作は今どれぐらい進んでるんでしょう
順調でございます。
Well, progress is very well, but I can't say so much. But this is a special system. Even the infrastructure is totally new. No one has ever done this before. So I am, repeating, the tests and experiments, and I can't speak anymore. I can't even say 50% or 60%. It's total different. Well, Phil's going to get angry if I speak even more. So, well, please see it again. There's lots of hints in the video.
A bit running out of time, so Phil, could you give us a last words?
Yeah, thank you, Kojima-san. Thank you, Risa, for having us. Again, congratulations on 10 years. Just great games that our community, the gaming community, loves. So thanks for all you've done. We're proud to be bold supporters of OD, honored to be part of this. So thank you.
はい、ビルさんありがとうございました。
Phil, thank you very much for being with us today. Please give me a round of applause.
Well, it's a little different than Death Stranding, but it's a new total title, OD. Well, this is totally different title than any other game you ever seen before. It's a game, but it's like, is it just a game? I'm really scared of this project if it will go well, but...
So next, here's the information everyone has been eagerly waiting for, A24. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest from the world-renowned studio A24. Please welcome Mr. Sam Hansen. Thank you very much for joining us today. May we have a few words of greeting from you first?
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Hansen. I'm here with my colleague Vilma Castaneda from A24, and we are here today to honor and celebrate the brilliant, visionary artist, our partner, our friend, Hideo Kojima. So, yeah. Vilma and I are thrilled and honored to be here today with you all and tell all the fans watching, hello, to look back at all the amazing work that Kojima-san and his amazing team have put together and to look ahead at all the exciting work that is coming our way, including a filmed adaptation of Death Stranding, which we're incredibly excited about.
Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone is already familiar with the studio, but please allow me to give a brief introduction of A24. A24 is a film and television studio that has revolutionized the entertainment industry by producing some of the most influential and critically acclaimed films and TV series in recent years. Founded in New York in 2012, A24 has built a library of over 150 films and more than 50 television series, earning widespread recognition both critically and commercially, including over 21 Academy Awards, 14 Golden Globe Awards, and 18 Emmy Awards. Partnering with major streaming platforms, A24 produces and distributes works across all genres, now streaming in more than 180 countries worldwide. With that in mind, could you tell us once again about how this collaboration came about and what's the status of this project today?
Thank you, Risa-san. Such kind words. And yeah, A24 has always stood for supporting artists, bold artists with distinct visions, and I think we can all agree that nobody embodies that more than Kojima-san. And we admire at A24 Kojima-san's work for the same reasons we admire other master storytellers. His games have cinematography and production design and staging and rich, complicated characters and vast mythological worlds that all equal iconic cinema. And for that reason, when we started talking about adapting Death Stranding into a film, we were excited by the challenge of a film matching the game's great ambitions. And we knew that we would need an extraordinary filmmaker to help us with that. And so when we got together and compared ideas for who that filmmaker voice was, Michael Sarnowski was at the top of both of our lists. And the reason for that is that Michael is an extraordinary filmmaker who can always locate humanity, even in the most complicated, vast worlds, whether it's the underground of Portland restaurants in Pig, or an alien inhabited New York City in Quiet Place, or in mythological Robin Hood, like you've never seen it before, in the upcoming film that we have with Michael, The Death of Robin Hood. And so we knew that we had our guy. And luckily for you, Michael is here with us tonight. So you have that to look forward to.
That's very exciting. So Sam has just now talked about this, but this collaboration, would you announce who will be the director?
Well, I'm a big fan of A24. They are the #1 studio that really takes care of the creator. So I thought I wanted to team up with A24. So what I wanted was someone who could write and also direct and also knows about VFX. So we kind of, he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of Michael Sarnowski.
Today we have Michael with us, so let's welcome him to the stage. A rising star in filmmaking, director Michael Sarnowski, who received high acclaim for the movie Pig. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Could you please share a few words of greeting first?
Yeah, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. This is amazing to be here. We literally just finished our movie 2 days ago, and I flew right here, so recovering from jet lag, but can't think of anywhere I'd rather be.
Thank you so much, Michael.
So, Mr. Kojima, what was the reason why you chose Michael?
Well, I liked Michael's Pig, and I learned who was the director. And also, Michael did The Quiet Place, the third one. And I thought that, he has some courage to do like a big franchise after the success of 1 and 2. When I saw it, his movie, it was great. He, of course, took the essence of Quiet Place, but also he put in like his art, his take. So I thought he will be a perfect person to direct Death Stranding.
And Michael, we were very curious about the story, the direction of the story. To the extent possible, could you share about the approach to directing?
Yeah, I think, initially when I came onto this project, it was a huge honor. I was terrified by the idea of taking something this big on, especially after Quiet Place, which was a really big endeavor. But it was after meeting Kojima-san and talking to A24 that I realized how much freedom they were willing to give me on this project, how, Kojima-san is a true artist, and he really wants to support other artists, and letting me play in this sandbox and in this world as much as I wanted. And that's such an honor to have that opportunity. And A24 is really, an incredible company and the best out there for fostering artists and fostering these sorts of voices and telling interesting stories in ways you haven't seen them before. So I think with this project, we really want to capture the soul of the game, capture the themes of the game, but tell a story that you haven't seen in that world and explore characters you haven't seen before and find all of that scope and all of those incredible real locations, but also find all of those nuanced characters and just do justice to this on a macro and micro scale.
So, with the titles and works done by Kojima Productions, you are now looking beyond that and trying to capture that in this new film. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We're trying to find another story that you've never seen in this same universe that is both accessible to people that have never played the games before, but will also give something to people that know the games really well. And so I think finding that balance and finding a way to really tell a human story in this world that captures everything that we love about it, as well as sort of being able to stand on its own 2 feet, is really the goal.
Well,
the game takes about 70, 80 hours and you have story, but we don't want to slim that down to a 2-hour movie. So using that world, but a totally different story of Death Stranding, the movie is like, is essential and important. That's why I wanted someone who could write and direct. And I'm not going to, get involved too much because if I do, I'm going to start saying a lot of things. But that's how I'll be like a producer, and I could trust Michael fully.
That's very exciting. We are now looking forward to more updates to come on how A24 will make this film. So first, I would like to ask each of you to share a few words, starting with you, Michael, please.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for including me in this world. It's such an honor, and it's such a joy, and I can't wait for this journey ahead.
Thank you very much. And Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Risa-san and Kojima-san, for including us in this. It is an honor to be here with you all, and excited to combine the brilliant minds of Kojima-san and his incredible team and all they've achieved with the brilliant mind of Michael Sarnowski, and the combination of those two is exactly the kind of film that A24 sets out to make. So we hope you all like it.
Thank you very much. We're very much looking forward to it. Thank you to the two of you. Please give a big round of applause as we send them off the stage. I am curious as to what kind of Death Stranding world A24 will create.
Yeah, we can't really say too much today, but we'll keep you posted.
So in the next stage, we will be sharing brand new information revealed for the first time today.
So second phase, I said about the live-action film with A24, but I also said I want to do an animation, and this is for the movie theater, so I want to kind of have some people here. The story writer is this person.
Hello everyone, Aaron Guzikowski here, and like most of you watching today, I love the world of Death Stranding, and I'm truly honored to be working with Hideo Kojima on this project. Drawing and animation have always been near and dear to my heart, and I'm really excited about bringing this mind-bending universe to the animation film space. We can't wait to share what we've been working on, and we'll have more to share on this soon, so stay tuned for more announcements. In the meantime, wishing you, Hideo Kojima, and the entire Kojima Productions team a happy 10-year anniversary. Keep doing what you do. Your work is an inspiration to us all.
So here it is. Let's move to the center of the stage. So Death Stranding will be adapted into an animated film.
So I'm a big fan of Aaron, and he will be doing the scenario script for this.
What are the reasons why you had Aaron come on board?
Well, I've been watching his works, like Dooney's movie, and he doesn't really do so much of anime, but I thought he'll be, he had a good idea, so I wanted to work with him.
It's very exciting. So the writing will be done by Aaron, but who will be directing this anime?
I can't direct because I have, other game titles that I do, so I will probably ask to do a direction to someone else.
Will that be?
From me, it's Mr. Hiroshi Miyamoto of the ABC Anime Studio.
And we have Mr. Miyamoto from ABC Animation here with us. Please welcome onto the stage Hiroshi Miyamoto. Miyamoto-san, would you give us a few words of greeting? Hello, everyone. I am the animation director, Hiroshi Miyamoto from ABC Animation. Very honored to be here. Thank you.
He is so nervous.
Actually, Miyamoto-san has been requesting Kojima-san.
Yes, like 2.5 years ago, I said no and no and no, but he came back all the time. But he respects me a lot, and we were talking about ideas, and I thought it was great. because I grew up watching Japan animation, but I also wanted to do something a little different than the normal Japanese animation.
Right, because the original game titles are very photorealistic. So for the animation, we wanted to differentiate and make something different.
It's been like 2.5 years since we first met.
At this point, I would like to share a bit about some of the titles Mr. Miyamoto has worked on. One, he directed the Precure 15th anniversary film, Hug Pretty Cure, Futari wa Pretty Cure, All Stars Memories, which went on to achieve the highest box office revenue in Precure history. Right, so I directed 3 Precure films recently, but in the past I also worked on direction and producing attractions in the theme park in Osaka. So this is not well known, but I didn't know this poster would be shown at this event, so I'm a bit surprised.
Yes, like, is it okay that we're gonna make him the director, the guy who did Precure, right? Everyone's thinking like that, right? I hope not.
So this is going to be a very, very shocking video.
It's not a teaser, it's just a part of the little bit of the animation. So I hope you could kind of watch this and enjoy.
So let's take a watch. Wow. That was a very rich content. Thank you very much. And I'm sure everyone is as surprised as me. We just saw a battle scene. Miyamoto-san, what were some of the things you were particularly focused on in this footage? Well, Jinro by director Okiura and others, I really like analog styled titles. So I wanted to make sure that we retain that analog feel in the work. So today, what we showed, or actually, I brought some other video footage that shows the making. So using those video clips, I'd like to explain what we do uniquely different from others. So what you're seeing here is, this is by Yoji Shinkawa. We asked him to take a brush and use ink to create these And these individual lines will be used for characters. So all you're seeing are just lines, the blood, hair, shades, all drawn in lines. And then by combining this with color layers, you will see this in the final version of the video. So this is a very unique way of drawing. And as for the background as well, we work with Studio Easter, that's done Dandadan's background. We are working with them to create this kind of backgrounds. We asked pencil artists to create these backgrounds individually for every single cut, and we combine this with the digital colors. So we use very much analog, hand-drawn cuts with the digital. So in the actual film, I think we will ask pencil artists to create 1,500 of these.
And this is quite, old footage, isn't it? And yes, it is. It's like I brought to Hideo saying, this is like the first draft, and I showed him the prototype, the first one. And we were talking about the plan of this animation, and I saw this demo, and I thought, yeah, I wasn't really sure at this part, to be honest.
Just the battle scene we saw earlier, I'm very excited to actually see the film version.
But the touch of the pencil is really difficult, isn't it? Yes, it is. I mean, I want to brush up before the film because we need to work on it a little bit more. So you want to see this kind of precure, right? As well, like a pencil touch precure.
Thank you very much. So let's all move to the center of the stage. And mosquito, what is the meaning behind this? To the extent possible, if you can share.
Am I allowed to say this? I don't know. Okay, here goes.
So it has to do with the main character and their ability. It's related to their ability.
Yeah, you should say a little bit more. Can we say a little bit more? And if someone says no, someone would say no. So let's talk a little bit more.
So the character has the ability to suck something.
You're already saying it. So he is going to suck something really important. It's not blood, but...
So we use mosquito as an analogy. And this is the main character that we see in this poster. So it's not going to be Sam, right? So what kind of animated film we will see? I'm very excited. Unfortunately, it is about time to start wrapping up. So Miyamoto-san, please give us a few final words. Well, to those of you who are here and those of you watching the live stream, I think you are very much like me, in a sense that we learned how to be a cool man from Snake. We learned how to fry an egg from Naomi Hunter. When we go to karaoke, we sing Love Deterrence. And then, as an adult, we learned how to connect. What is the meaning of making connections from Sam? So we've always been attracted to the message by Mr. Kojima. And it's not superficial. It has to be something that comes from deep within for us to feel that connections. And I hope to capture that in the film. And I will make sure that we will be able to do that in our film. Thank you very much. So animated film version of Death Stranding is very exciting. Please give a big round of applause as we send Mr. Miyamoto off stage.
Well, he said really nice things. Yeah. Very passionate person. We still have a little bit more to go. Well, way more to go. So next is about the new title of another one from Kojima Productions. Okay, I'll show you the next one. Is this.
Physint.
Yeah, but this is like just starting. I'm just doing the concept all by myself. And I need to do some experiments as well, but that's about it.
What is the progress?
Well, it's still conceptual, so making characters and stuff, and also thinking about casting but no, it hasn't. It's just a start.
Still, we can hear something today, right? So today, We have a video message from Herman Hurst, Business CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Hey everyone, I hope you've all been having a fantastic time today. I'm Herman Hulst, I'm the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group. I couldn't be more honored to be joining you all virtually to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions and the unbelievable contribution Kojima-san has made, not just to games, but to the craft of interactive storytelling over the past 3 decades. Do you know, funnily enough, PlayStation is also celebrating an anniversary this year, its 30th. And I think there's something fortuitous about that. You know, it's impossible to reflect on our success as PlayStation without recognizing the role of Kojima-san and the worlds that you've built in that journey. Across every generation of PlayStation, your unique vision has set new standards for cinematic storytelling while consistently redefining gameplay. Your daring, your willingness to push boundaries, to bring players unforgettable experiences, I believe is truly one of a kind. So when we finally got to meet in person back in 2015 in Amsterdam to start this new partnership between SIE and KGP, I was just thrilled. And it's been an incredible journey. With Death Stranding, I think Kojima-san and his team truly redefined what a video game could be, both in terms of narrative as well as technical achievement. Seeing what Kojima Productions has been able to do with the Decima engine, it's a piece of tech that's very close to my heart, has just been fantastic. And with the recent release of Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Kojima-san has blown us away once again. This deep history of collaboration makes it all the more special to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions today. Now, looking ahead, I know we announced Physint last year, and I just want to reiterate how excited I am for this title. We're not going to be sharing too many details today, but I can confirm that this game is fueled by the same creative energy, the same ambition that has made the PlayStation and Kojima partnership so powerful over the past 30 years. Kojima-san, on behalf of everyone at SIE, I want to wish you and the entire Kojima Productions team a big thank you and a massive congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I can't wait to see where this collaboration takes us next. To all that lies ahead.
PlayStation.
So, message from Stan Herman, full of hopes.
Well, yeah, it's the next stage tactical espionage action game. So it'll be, using technology even further than OD because it's later up it's in the future. We don't have anything that we could show, sorry, but I just created a visual art, so maybe I could just show you that. And I don't know what you think of this.
A man standing?
Yeah, it's the main character.
We cannot see his face.
Well, we can't see, but... So, I'm doing the concept and also casting, but as I said before, there was a SAG strike, so I couldn't do the casting. So I can't really announce the main character, but there are a couple of other characters that are decided. I don't have a screenplay, but I could announce some casts. So we'll show who it will be. Okay, first person, I have a video message. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, this is Charlie Fraser here. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. When Hideo Kojima reached out to me, it felt so surreal, like being invited into another world. I'm very proud to announce my new role in the game Physint, and I look forward to working alongside Kojima Productions and PlayStation, and a huge congratulations to the Kojima Productions team on your 10th anniversary. What a massive milestone, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
안녕하세요. 배우 마동석입니다.
And that was Charlie.
먼저 코지마 프로덕션의 10주년 진심으로 축하드립니다. 네, 저는 오래전부터 코지마 감독님의 작품을 너무 좋아했습니다. 코지마 프로덕션의 과감한 아이디어와 새로운 스토리텔링에 대한 열정에 깊이 감명받았는데요. 그래서 이번 코지마 프로덕션의 신작 Physint에 합류하게 되어 더욱 영광입니다. 앞으로 코지마 프로덕션에서 보여줄 새로운 여정, 저도 함께 동행하면서 함께 기대하고 응원하겠습니다. 화이팅!
こんにちは、浜辺美波です。小島監督、小島プロダクションの皆さん、10周年本当におめでとうございます。そしてなんとこの度、フィジントに出演させていただくことになりました。ありがとうございます。小島監督の作品に出演できることは本当に嬉しく、とても緊張が続いていたのですが、精一杯できることをしていきたいなと思います。この先も撮影が何度かあると思いますが、完成をとても楽しみにしております。頑張ります。おめでとうございました。
はい、今のところ3名。
Yeah, those three, but of course I casted more, but it'll be like Dune all cast, kind of. So Charlie, I saw, Mad Max Furiosa, she played the mother, and I saw her other, things, and I met her too. And Don Lee is actually in Death Stranding too, but I thought, we got so close, he'll be in this new project. Now, Miss Hamabe is like, I'm really a big fan of her, so finally, she said yes.
Looking forward to it.
But there'll be more coming up, even the main character too, so.
So many casts, so exciting. And today we have a model with new technology.
Well, I can't really say it yet, but we have DS2, and technology-wise, OD might be higher. And then on top of that, the new technology will come even more, so I'll break the barrier between movie and games. But especially like for Miss Hamabe, an Asian skin was very difficult to capture. So I was talking with 3Lateral using a new technology that they invented, and hopefully it would kind of revive the delicate Asian young lady's skin. So I just want to show you a couple of cuts of how she looks in CG. And this is not, the actual photo. This is from the game engine. And, the makeup and the hairstyle will change according to the game, so it won't be like this. But, even the lips and the redness is like future technology, and this will move in the game, and you can move the camera too. So, it's further out in the future, so I can't die until I finish this project. But, this is Miss Hamabe that I'm working seriously. I'll do anything for her, Of course, Charlie and Don Lean. For me, working with people I like make me live longer, because I could go work and say, oh, I want to meet them, But I'm getting weak today now because I'm very busy. But anyways.
So the casting is yet to go.
And also, we need to, experiment on new technology, but there's so much more to go. But before that, I need to do OD, and hopefully everyone looks forward to the OD and the Physint new project. So up to here was the update of the future titles that we're working on.
So from here and onwards, I'd like to touch on various collaboration projects. Please have a look at this video.
"完璧なものはないですね。完璧であろうとするだけで、完璧だと思っても、時代はどんどん動いていくじゃないですか。ものの見え方も変わるんで、不完全のままどんどん進んでいくというか、ユーザーの皆さんと一緒にものづくりを完成させていくというか、完成はないんですけど、そういう意味では。
技術的なこともどんどん変わっていくんで、20年前25年前できないことが今できたりとか、その時技術者が美味しいっていうお酒がその時の最先端のお酒なのかな、とにかく突き詰めていくっていうところが大事かなと。微生物の生育する環境を整えるのがうちらの仕事になっちゃうんで
大変ですよね、生き物なんでね。
お酒の価値はいつ作られるんだろう、 誰かが口に入れた瞬間価値が作られる。
あ、これうまいな。自分が言いたいことがそこにあって、そこにエンタメをうまく加工して届ける。まあ多くの人は分からなくてもいいんですけど、中に1人か2人がこういうことが言いたかったんだねみたいな、それが届けばいいと思ってるんで。
これが美味しいって言われるとちょっと作りとして嬉しいんです。
あ、そうですか。
その時代時代のできる限りの一番いい技術を使って酒を美味しくする。
こんなぐらいでいいやって言って作ればもっと合理的にもできると思うし、でもそれって面白くないのかな。
こういう使い方一回もしてないんで、これは新しいと思うんですけど、ディテールこそが僕はクリエイティブだと思うので、物を作って残せば僕は死ぬけど、肉体は死ぬけど僕の作ったものはミームとして残っていくので、それが動機ですね。なんか物を作ってる
人間の技というか意志、こういう酒にしたいという意志でできた酒。
さあ、ものづくりの匠同士のコラボレーション
The collaboration between professionals of creation.
ご協力いただきました
So our partner here is Shimizu Seisaburo Shoten. Please welcome Mr. Shimizu Shintaro, Mr. Uchama Tomohiro, Master Brewer, and Mr. Shinko Yoji from Kojima Productions. Thank you. So, could you let us know your passions and commitment to this project? So, Shimizu-san, please. Yes, we create sake in Suzuka, Mie Prefecture, the alcohol called Zaku. So, it's a great honor for me to be able to work together with Kojima-san, and congratulations on 10-year anniversary. So, at this milestone, as a collaboration program, our sake was picked for the collaboration, and it's a great honor for us. And sake, as Kojima-san has been saying, new technology. But what we're doing, well, I manage the sake brewery, and Uchiyama-san next to me is the master brewer, so in charge of production of sake. And when sake brewery creates sake, master brewer creates sake. Well, actually, we do not create sake. And who does? Well, yeast, microbes. These microbes create sake in reality. And what we do is to set up the best environment for them to create sake. And that's what Master Brewer has been doing all the time. And through this collaboration, we can showcase what we are doing. And we are very delighted to be able to do so. Thank you. Uchiyama-san, please. So, this time, Kojima-san has visited our brewery. And as we are, well, discussing, we share same values and perspectives, a lot of commonalities as engaged in creation. Well, I commit to very detailed things. And, well, many people on the ground may not like it, but in case of creation, we need to commit to something, commit to details, and Kojima-san prefers this kind of taste in sake, so I try to give my 100% to this sake. And that's how I created this title, and I appreciate Kojima-san's view. So, I did all my best for this sake, and this time, yes, we made this. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Zaku Luden's package and label is so cool. Shinkao-san.
Yes, it's the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions, and let's do a sake kind of thing. So, same as the game. So, it completes after someone plays or drinks. So I thought sake is the same, it's entertainment. So the surface, the face of the sake, I had to create a new character, or thought of creating a new character, but I thought putting Ludens there will be good. So if people drinks the sake and looks at the package and have a good time, I think I will be delighted. And Hideo, the tasting you did, and yes, I did all the tasting. And Zaku was one place that I was very interested because they were saying similar of what we say of how we create things. So I went to their brewery, and what was the most interesting part is like they're facing living things, like whether it's a micro or whatever, it's living. So same as us, we're dealing with living fans and people. So I think this collaboration, I learned a lot as well. But this collaboration sake will be great. So I hope everyone will be happy to drink this soon.
And the information is available on the official website of Kojima Productions, and you can buy this from today. So please check this out and buy this sake. So, Shimizu-san, Uchiyama-san, Shinkawa-san, thank you very much for being with us today. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
This sake will be very good. Two types, but I hope you select the one that you're interested in. And the bottle will be a great collectible as well because we design with detail too.
Some announcement here. To celebrate the 10th year anniversary of Kojima Productions, we will be holding the special exhibition.
This is like a Kojima production exhibition, kind of, and will be a lot of archives that we could kind of show, and the vision of the future, plus looking back to 10 years. So we hope that, you could go see this exhibition where you'll have a bunch of Kojima production stuff, but make sure you stay tuned for more information soon about this exhibition. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move over here for the second phase. We're still talking about second phase a little further out than second phase, but we have so much information that we released already, but sorry, we didn't show much. Okay, now we were saying about the third phase, that we're going to go out of the next, I don't know, using the Kojima Productions spaceship, going out of our Milky Way even, So I said that there are currently live-action films and games, and that was all created. We created all IPs from there. But, of course, we'll continue doing that. But I said, in phase 3, there'll be something totally different, like right in between movies or games with AIs and everything involved. And it'll be something totally new medium, and we're going to have a new IP from that. And also, one more point is that you'll have entertainment more closely tied up your normal life. From here, I can't show you anything because I haven't brought anything today, and I can't show you inside my head. But I've invited so much guests, special guests, who will be the people who will be making the next 10 years of entertainment, of digital entertainment. They will talk about how the future will change in the entertainment world. So we want to do a little panel of the future of entertainment in the next 10 years. And I think all these people could see and foresee the future. The members are great. You will forget everything you saw today because this panel is so the guests are great. All right, we're just getting the guests ready. And I only have 10 years of my life, right? So I have just a little bit more to live. So I was wishing that I could go out of space and get like a virus that I could live forever, or I don't know, go on a Andromeda train and go somewhere to get like an android body and live forever. But anyways, let's introduce the special guest today.
So we will invite a panel of guests who have a deep connections to Kojima Productions. So first, I would like to introduce the moderator for this special panel, creator and producer of the Game Awards and host of Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley. So I will hand over to Jeff to moderate this panel.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Hello, everyone. Mr. Kojima, congratulations on 10 years. We're so proud of you. And great announcements today for OD, Physint, and so many other things. But this is something that's going to be really special, as Hideo said. We're going to look far into the future of how games and entertainment are going to converge in an even bigger way, and I know that's part of your vision, Hideo, and we have some very special guests with us, some surprise guests. They're going to join us on stage. Mr. Kojima, before we begin, any thoughts as we lead into this special panel?
Well, we're going to call all these legends that we're going to have all these people up on stage, but, you know, I have to talk about my future, but I want to listen to their future, and hopefully we could connect the next 10, 20 years in the entertainment world. So I want everyone to think at the same time, too.
Exactly. This is really a panel about vision of where entertainment's going to go, and I think it's going to be really fascinating. So should we welcome our special guest now, Mr. Kojima? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, well, our first special guest is someone who you know from Death Stranding. He's Tarman, but he's also the director of the legendary Mad Max series. It is such an honor to have him with us live here in person. Please welcome the great George Miller. Great to see you, George. But that's not all. Next, please welcome the world-renowned Oscar-winning filmmaker who also appeared in Death Stranding as Deadman, Guillermo del Toro, everyone. And finally, the legendary figure of Japanese animation who has also appeared in Death Stranding. You know him as the pizza chef in Death Stranding 2, Mamoru Oshii-san. Thank you all for joining us. Please have a seat. Well, this is once in a lifetime to have all you guys here for Hideo's anniversary, of course, but also the theme of this panel is the future of entertainment, visions from legends. So first of all, I wanted to ask all you guys, what did you think of Hideo's announcements? We got a credit card, we got sake, we got games, a little bit of everything. What are your thoughts? Starting with you, George. What did you think of his announcements?
Well, first of all, it didn't stop. It goes on and on. It's like a massive feast for somebody who, like everyone around, is into consuming this stories, particularly coming from you. It just goes on and on. It's even got sake, and it's just wonderful to look ahead to it and to see where it's going. There's so many dimensions to it. That's what's so fascinating to me.
Guillermo, what are your thoughts?
I was hoping for a diet pill, but he didn't do one. But I'm very excited about OD now because I know how good he is at scaring. We Ito Junji and him and I had a couple of sessions for a game I will not mention, but he's so good at horror, and I think he's a master at it. So I'm expecting much fear to come my way.
It looks incredible. Oshi-san, what are your thoughts on Mr. Kojima's announcements? Got animation coming too, right?
Yeah, I was surprised about the animation. I wasn't sure you were working on it. I didn't know you were working on so many different projects. I wonder if it's good for you, actually. For me, I think you work 10 times more than I do. And you are reaching so far and so wide, and I'm a bit worried. Personally, my wish is for Kojima-san to work on something alone, something that is truly by Hideo Kojima. Maybe you can write a novel. Maybe that's something you can think about. In any case, you're making sake. That was a surprise. For me, I only work maybe 3 hours per day. I spend the rest of the day just playing Kojima-san's games. I don't know, what should I say? What else I can say? I was surprised you were working on so many different projects. We are working in the same industry, but what a difference. I'm 10 years or so older, but when we think about 10 years from now, it will be a quite tough discussion.
Well, I know, Hideo, you're restless about sort of where the industry is going, and I know you have so many ideas in your head. And we want to talk maybe about this next phase of entertainment, and all you guys, I think, have thoughts about this, right?
Well, entertainment is in the brink of time where it could change with quantum computers, AI, and streaming services. So the next 5-10 years, the creators need to change because the technology changes, the environment changes, the audience would change. So what can we make in that era is the key question here.
Wow. Well, that's a big question to unpack, but let me start with you, Hideo. The question to all of you, what do you think is going to be the sort of the biggest radical shift in how we experience stories in the next decade? I know, Hideo, you've seen this kind of, merging of cinema and games, and a lot of the technology is, the same technology that's being used to build these things. How is that going to change how we experience entertainment? Not, in 2026, but 10 years from now.
Well, movies, novels, games, the current ones would remain. Even the films in theaters would remain. But it's now all digital. Movies, music, even books, and also streaming. And you'll have everything in digital. So the audience could have just one platform, like an iPad or a smartphone, and you could retrieve any kind of entertainment. Everything was all apart before, like novels were paper on books, films and movie, but this will be all merged kind of together, not as one, but it will create more new things like movie and games in between something medium, or novel and movie in between medium. Something that we never seen before will probably be born. And also AI comes in, and all, Hollywood movies and our games, the cost was so high, but with AI, it'll be more, low cost and budget. So you could now create with small teams or even alone using those technologies. So it won't be like, a gigantic team will be needed for anything. You'll be much more speedy with smaller teams.
George, any predictions from your front of what excites you or what you think is going to radically change?
Well, the only thing I can say is without question, there is change, and it's happening more rapidly than we've ever seen before. And that's basically the evolution of technology from the very beginning of who we are as human beings. you know, like a lot of people, I've been really interested in AI, not only how it affects what we do in storytelling, but in medicine. I've gone back to the medical school where I went to see how it's affecting that, and at the world at large. And in every one of those arenas, the thing I hear most is that what may have taken a year or 2 years now it's shifting so quickly, might be just a week or 2 weeks. So it's a fantastic and scary ride. In all those arenas too, people are talking about the ethics of it, which is really good. And that's always been the story of technology and art and human endeavor. Going way back, I remember so there's a kind of dichotomy to it. Even though the technology is changing, there's some things that are always constant. And that is the fundamentals of storytelling. Without going on too long, the one thing that's unique about Australia, where I come from, is that there is a culture that's a surviving culture that's at least 65,000 years old in the Indigenous Australians. And with nothing else there, because Australia is essentially an arid desert, they basically navigated the world, everything in the universe, through story. And I realize that's what's happening across all time and space. However deep in the future, whatever future we have, we'll still go through that process. The technology will change. Mm-hmm. For me, I've enjoyed the ride, always. I'm amazed how every one of the films I've made has been influenced by the tools at hand at any moment. So it's exciting. It's also a bit scary, but it's wonderful.
Yeah. Guillermo, building on that idea, you know, story is at the core, of course, of everything. But is the audience do you think they will experience stories in radical new ways, or will it still be very true to the way we know it today?
I don't know. I think that every time there's a technological change, it takes a minute for humans to find their spirit back in the art. You know, I think that when photography came and overtook the need for realism in painting, academic realism, it took a little bit for us to experience then symbolism, impressionism, and things that were searching for something else rather than surrendering to photography. I think that, you know, I'm 60, so I'm starting to get a little alarmed, but it's what happens when you're 60. You know, you have prostate exams and you get alarmed. But I think that we have to find the human spirit in what is coming. I don't think it's enough to have speed and delivery and comfort. When you're talking about storytelling, it's about depth, it's about connection, and I'm not skeptic. I think we may find it, but the future that I look forward to is when technology, which is a thing of its own, it dictates and is a bit of a tyrannical move forward, you know, is what we experience. No one knew that the biggest change in architecture in all of the world would come from a car, but all our cities transformed from that car. So in my opinion, what we are experiencing, which is wild, crazy, in many ways motivated by industrial and stock desires, by big companies, that we can find the human spirit on that. And to me, what I'm looking forward in 10 years is sort of finding a way to get the emotion into that. There's a very significant pact we have as humans with image. And I think a lot of that pact depends on us believing there is something, someone sacrificed or someone suffered for that image behind of that. It's not enough to generate facsimiles of images. I'm really concerned if we are still going to connect. That's the only thing that we need to take care of, connecting, because that's the function of art is not just to render, and it's not just to make feasible, is to actually express and connect. And that's why I was very moved by Death Stranding when I first played it. First of all, I saw that I got into the shower with Norman Reedus and was slightly alarmed. But second, I was incredibly moved by what it was seeking, which was connection and frailty. And I love when that happens, especially with Hideo, when things that are highly evolved are seeking the basic emotion. So my hope for the future is a bit of the past.
Mm. So true. Oshi-san, you've heard thoughts from Hideo, George, and Guillermo. Anything to add on there about how you think, the stories will evolve in the next decade?
Well, with all these technological changes, it is true, as an animated film director, I've been working in the industry for over 50 years, but what's happening over the past 5-6 years is comparable to what has happened over the past 5 decades. We are seeing rapid change, drastic change, even hand-drawn titles. We take motions, and also AI is being introduced into the field. We are using AI as tools. So the animation, the creation process has already undergone significant change. And every time we do or we work on a project, everything changes. So if we are working on a title every 3 years, by the time we are finished, everything has changed. All the technology behind has changed. We need to start anew. When it comes to story, for me, essentially, I think from long ago, stories have not changed much. As humans remain human, I think stories will remain unchanged. But the characters that express the stories where I want to pay attention to, of course, the characters fitting for the given time, characters that have that foreshadow the times to come. So I think those are the characters that I need to focus on and shed light on. The story itself, it can be anything. It doesn't matter what the story is. Even a classical story, it's completely fine. But to act the story out, the characters that appear in the story are important. Especially for me, what I do is animation. So the theme, perhaps for my industry, is slightly different from the film industry, because we don't rely on actors. We need to rely on ourselves and what goes on in our own minds, and try to create that into animations. So that's an advantage as well as a challenge for us. For technology and how it affects storytelling, since changes are occurring rapidly, even if we go against the changes, we cannot. We are washed away. And when you try to ride this tide, it's also difficult. But maybe another option is to ignore all those changes happening. Perhaps that's one option for us as human beings. And for people who do not have a real existence, maybe like cyborgs and clones, I'm attracted to these beings. So that's maybe where I'm coming from. But maybe we need to be more aware that we have become these beings in a sense. Everyone here, I've been saying this for over 10 years, we've become more like cyborgs. Everyone is like a cyborg. Everything's connected. We are all connected to something else, and acquiring freedom is going to be more difficult in the future. So maybe we need to think about what to do in that state. So that's something I've been thinking about lately.
Wow. Great insight. And you talked about sort of the positive aspects of this, but also some of the fears, right, of keeping it human, keeping the connection. We always talk vision panels about the great things, but I'm curious, for each of you, what do you think is the darkest possibility you see, and what would you do to prevent it? The fear that that all this technology, what could it lead to that would be not good, and how do you think we can prevent it? Starting with you, Hideo.
Dark? Okay. Well, just as Mr. Oshii said, stories haven't changed from long time ago. The mythology, Japanese folklores, Asian folk tales are quite the same. But I don't see anything from there. It's like the person who tells the story is very important, the storytellers. So these people have changed over the eras. So even if it's the same story, it changes according to the storyteller. I mean, like people who told that story 500 years ago, 100 years ago, today, they live in a different environment and technology. So how that storyteller tells the story will, of course, change. The meaning, the root of the story will never change, but how the details and how it's told is really reliant on their background. Like, for instance, these days, everyone has a smartphone. And everyone is a storyteller. And everyone can just choose what they want to tell. So you have to look at, as a human being, how do you tell the basic instincts of the human is also the key.
And I imagine with that, you said there's so many stories that can be made so quickly, so rapidly. We talk about, AI, how quickly things can be generated and whatnot. Is that a dark possibility, George, that there's sort of too many stories, or we're over, like how does something really matter, right, when there's so much content out there?
Well, it's the paradox or the contradictions. There is no question, first of all, that we are hardwired for story. It's part of, I think it's pre-human. If you look at the instinctual behavior of animals, there is a narrative. But for humans, where there's no question, it's an essential part of how we try to understand the world. Now, with the technology making it available to everybody, the real question is which of the stories which are kind of going to get traction, even if it's within a small group. I mean, one of the great dangers of modern technology and the dissemination of story, it's all narrative, is that, as we know, bubbles are created. And people invest deeply into those belief systems. And hence we get cults and of all kinds, religious cults, political cults, and so on. That narrative we see played out across time, and it's accelerating. So it comes down to, I'm already hearing it. I'm picking up the term AI slop. Yep. There's so much out there, and people aren't necessarily consuming it, just a small group of friends. What are the stories that have the comprehensive strengths that that work intensely on the human being, as you were saying, and what are the platforms through which they're going to be experienced? It's impossible to tell. It's with it seems to be the case with all technology. Nobody imagined that the internet, when they first worked on it, as a way, as a counter to nuclear, the first web was a military exercise. Nobody imagined that we would be doing that today. With the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell was basically trying to figure out how to help people who were deaf. Had no idea that it would become that thing by which we could call each other. So there's no predicting. One of my favorite sayings is from John Lennon: "Life is what happens when you're making other plans." And I think that's been our story. We have no real sense of it, but we must attempt to predict. Otherwise, it'll become chaotic and bewildering, and people will shrivel in their spirit. On the other hand, there is an excitement to it, because I've heard so many filmmakers say, I I've been trying to get this story. I'm desperate about this story, but the budget's too high. I've been through all the studios. I can't get the money. Too expensive. And now I can do it because it doesn't cost much. That's wonderful. I know 4-year-old kids who are asking their mothers to take their dinosaurs and do close-ups and wide shots and cut it together. Yeah. They're already starting at 4. And I know a girl, a little girl, she's 6 years old, who's the daughter of a friend of mine, who's already creating content on YouTube and getting the feedback of response and honing her skills as to how to tell a compelling story. So it's available to everybody. And that's a really healthy thing, because bottom line, Guillermo, it's really the human. What was the term you recover? The human expression, the human, the humanity, and that's the case. That's always been the case across all time. That's the extraordinary contradiction here, and I'm just, without going on too long, I have spent most of my adult, even from childhood, trying to understand, most of my adult life, trying to understand how to tell stories. And then when I became a storyteller, it became not only how do I tell stories, but why do I tell stories? And I think that question will still stay with us. Why do we tell stories? How is changing, but the essence of it, I think, will always be there until some of our stories get so chaotic and wild that we kind of destroy ourselves. I mean, there are those two paths. Yeah.
Guillermo, is there, we talk about all this content that we made and, the idea of humanity and great stories. There's also the risk that there's so much derivative content out there, the true original ideas. Do you think they can still sort of sail through and can still prosper?
Well, there's a thing, Theodore Sturgeon, he created a law that says 90% of everything is shit. And to that I countered the Guillermo del Toro law, which is 10% of everything is awesome.
Yes.
I really like it. And that is on anything, cars, clothing, entertainment, whatever you want. I think that the interesting thing is to take a stance on what we do. I mean, we talk about stories being told at a rapid pace all the time. I think that we have thresholds that we have crossed that we didn't see crossing. Meaning, whatever is the darkest and the lightest, they say, nothing is forever, nothing will end, nothing will start. You only believe that when you're very young or very old, that things are eternal. So we're part of a wheel and we're turning. We cross thresholds that are really hard to see. I think COVID was a threshold, immense threshold that we all went through. The fact that we are, whether we like it or not, already into transhumanism. We rely a good chunk of our psyche to a machine that is always on our hand and is always talking to us, et cetera, et cetera. And the other fact is we are being told that we process information much more rapidly than before, but it's not information, it's emotion. We don't account it for what it is. We cannot go through 3 tragedies in 1 minute and then see a skateboarding squirrel in Central Park and then see a dog follow a car in a funny way. No, we can't. We can't, so we have to make the decisions. How much of that we let in a moment where we are talking about pipeline and content, which are basically sewage language or oil language or moving volumes, and not only what we let in, but how much what we do with what we put out. Meaning, all storytelling goes down to 2 stories: the ones that absolve you and blame others, or the ones that make you responsible and allow others to exist in a different way. That's it. There's no other 2 storytelling. And if our storytelling is just praising ourselves and absolving ourselves, and we need the constant feedback of that, then that's one future. The other one is very interesting. But I'm telling you, already, whoever is going to change this is already been born. is either 5 years old, 3 years old, 10 years old, I don't know, but that person is already thinking about what to do with the world, because we don't leave the world the way it is. We don't. Storytellers don't. We're not going to just take it. Somebody's already online to tell us all the old folks how to do this. Yeah. And that is my biggest hope. I mean, to the darkest, there's a great line on No Country for Old Men. He says, what are you looking for? And he says, what's coming? And says, no one sees that. Yeah. And I think that's true. You can strategize against 20 things, and the human spirit will give you 3 more that you never thought about. So that's the darkest and the biggest hope I have.
And what I think is exciting is that, games, going back to that, sits at the core of some of this. Oshi-san, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, and also, do you you talked about playing Hideo's games, spending time playing games. Do you think, how do you think games fit into this sort of entertainment storytelling equation in the future?
Rather than focusing on entertainment, but playing together with the protagonist, the main character, or go on a trip in the game world to be excited, or to feel sad about, or to be moved. From that perspective, I think to focus on experiences in game. So I think we are now engrossed and swallowed by games. In films, you have 2 hours or so. It's become lengthy, but games, you will spend 200 hours or 1,000 hours. You can play the same game for a very long time. Well, from that perspective, to resonate with the contents in the entertainment. From that perspective, I think game will be swallowing films in the forward. It cannot compete with the games. And Kojima-san's game, I played, when I played Fando game, I felt that way. Films cannot compete with games. That's what I felt playing on Kojima-san's game in terms of storytelling, in terms of volume, the information, the characters. Well, I do not think films can compete with games. That's what I discussed with Kojima-san. But what we can do, that is something we need to think about. So I think that will be the themes that we need to think about. Well, we would be forced to be just one of the alternative options, or can we gain something new so that we can win new fans for the film industry? Or with regard to technology, well, the worst case, what would be the darkest possibility in the previous question? Well, one thing I have in mind, well, technology is not equally shared by everyone, depending on the region or nation in this unit. There's a disparity of technology across the globe, and the technology disparity means there's disparity or gaps, narrowing, the widening gaps is due to the system, and also the generational gaps as well. Well, our job is to create something new for younger generation, but it has not been the case anymore. Well, not just younger generation, not just for children or kids, but for high school students, teenagers, or people in their 30s, into these generations, as well as adults who know everything in the 30s or 40s, 50s, but it's totally different how we can approach to these tiers of audiences, and there will be technological gap between these tiers and generations. Well, I think that is, well, one possibility we need to keep in mind. Well, we together with a younger generation, youth, and we have some leeway to make use of technology, new technology, but on an individual basis, it will be more and more difficult. So that possibility would relate to the disparity in terms of technology that may widen the gaps. That is some vague feeling I have. And also, from the creator's perspective, to express something, well, how should I put this? Within something I create, the values, my values, or, well, my philosophies, if you will, that is something that, well, we are having difficulty trying to convey with the audience more and more. And as a result of that, our style, in terms of semiology or in terms of principles of how you can give reward to audience, From that perspective, trying to disseminate meme, that may be regarded as our job going forward. Well, I feel that way from Kojima-san. So Kojima-san, you're trying to, well, your worldviews and passions and values, that's something you're trying to convey through your title. But at the same time, Kojima Hideo, your style of expression that's disseminated through the web, through the games, to the world. So Kojima-san's meme would be well found across the globe going forward. But I think that's okay, that's fine. So originality may not be, well, of that importance. So I think that is something I think would occur in the future. And from that perspective, and from the perspective speed and in terms of market, the films will have some difficulty. It may be swallowed up by games going forward. Of course, films would still exist. It's not gone. Together as with animation, it would be there. However, it may be some traditional artwork. It could be traditional artwork in some scenarios. And animation, well, anime tend to be regarded as a traditional artwork. So if we stick to that, that may be a scenario we may find ourselves in. It's not a bad thing in itself. However, that may be likely to happen. Well, I think I'm talking about only neutral things, but, well, I think, well, the future, there will be a lot of difficulty we need to get over. But at the same time, human beings, well, you need to live a finite life. The three of us, we are, well, have difference in our ages by 10 years old or so. Well, I think it's time for us to gradually leave this world. I don't want this to sound rude, but, well, we have a limited amount of time, and what are we going to do in this time? I think that's what we, well, need to revisit. And from that perspective, there may be some generational gaps because of the time available, and there would be the disparity in gaps between generations. But what we can do is try to convey something that may be different in the future, but trying to convey something. And in animation, well, it tends to create memes, and that would readily spread across the globe. So I think that is something we can find in the cultural world or in the world of expression. So that's how I feel.
Yoshi-san, you mentioned the idea of, film being a finite, piece of content for a few hours, games, as you said, having, tens or hundreds or thousands of hours with them. I'm curious, George and Guillermo, when you look at, as you build universes moving forward, do you see, do you think of now of sort of like, here's the film expression, here's the series, here's the game? Do you think that's going to be something we're seeing more of, sort of this universal view of a story and how it can sort of live, on an ongoing basis?
Well, I think we see it already happening. We saw it today. You are working in several different platforms and different media, and that's legitimate. Look, I keep on sort of finding refuge in what's constant. And is always there, that seems to be immutable as to who we are as humans. And I also find a great excitement as the tools develop. I think it's perfectly legitimate to play a game if it's on the level that you do, Kojima, is because it's all-encompassing. When I've been involved, as you know, I don't play the games. I watch other people play games. I've stopped playing games a long time ago. I've lost but my engagement, I never fail to be engaged in the way that we all do with stories. We apprehend stories at every level as a human being, viscerally, emotionally, intellectually, anthropologically, in terms of our spirituality and mythology. It's constant. Any story, a story that you hear from a neighbor your family, your favorite sporting team, and whatever. The ones that really stick are those that hit all those levels and have all those dimensions. And if it takes how long is it to play Death Stranding? How long?
It's long.
How many hours?
Yeah, you're spending 30 plus hours sometimes. Yeah.
So if it takes a game, you're lost in the life of that. Sure, you're not out in the street or in the wilderness playing the game, but your process is the same. And we've all heard stories of people who on chemotherapy. In fact, I have a niece who's going through very severe chemotherapy, and all she can do is play a game, and gives her the comprehensive experience of endeavor, of worry, of anxiety, of triumph, and all of that sitting because she can't move any other way. So that's a very legitimate use of storytelling. We can't. You're right. We can't be afraid because that's not who we are. It's a question of riding that wild beast that we're on, and some of us falling off and being crushed, and some of us managing to get through to, further down the track and passing it on somehow. That's my sentiment anyway.
Yeah, I think everybody has been looking for that holy grail, and I do believe it exists, and I do believe that you can permeate one platform through another, 100%, and some of it is already being enacted with partially controlling cinematic moments in a game and this and that, and many of these have been pioneered by Kojima-san and others. But I think what is beautiful is that we are seeking an experience, and nobody, I don't think even Kojima-san knew that for me, part of surviving COVID was Death Stranding. You never know where, you cannot just say this is good, this is bad. As you were talking about the chemotherapy, I think that there is an alternative way of thinking and experiencing that many people will find useful to push the storytelling to the next level. And it is coming. And I think somebody will crack that code and make it work. And I think it is imminent. I believe it is.
Wow. Well, it's been fascinating. We got through 2 out of about 20 questions I wanted to ask you guys. This is such fascinating conversation, but we do have to wrap it up. Let's give a big hand to our panel here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll stand. We're going to take a little photo here, right? Right. Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you so much. George Miller, Guillermo del Toro, Oshi-san. Thank you, Hideo. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
So how was it? The legends, each word was so shocking. It probably struck a lot of people. And everyone has fears for technology, but we have to move on. So any era, if you have technology, you have the dream, you have the passion, which way, which path you want to go. So even the entertainment world, what's the center of the entertainment world will always be the story, and that will never change. So these days, you could be the storyteller. Sorry, for me, I misunderstood the question, but if all of the world is connected on internet and become a storyteller, there'll be still, even though we're connected, there are some places that are fighting and not really connected. So what should we do in the future? Should we change the way we live, or the technology would solve this? But the talk was really good about how we see the future and how we should walk towards the future, and that was a great panel. Thank you so much.
So in the special panel, we heard many ideas, visions for the future entertainment. So next, we will talk about Kojima Productions' new project that will realize such new form of entertainment. Please take a look at this first.
Reach to the stars. Dream with your heart. Fading away will break you apart. Stand up, stand tall as you are. Don't be afraid. The light will guide your way. It's a big world after all. It's a big world after all. It's a big, big world. Dive deep in the dark. Look, you've come so far. Don't walk away before you can start. Stand up, stand proud as you are. Don't be afraid. The light will guide your way. It's a big world after all. It's a big, big world.
Will such future come? This is indeed exciting. So let's welcome onto the stage founder and CEO of Niantic Spatial, John Hanke. Please allow me to introduce him once again. This is Mr. John Hanke, CEO of Niantic Spatial, the company behind numerous innovative projects using AR technology. We are delighted to have you with us today. Would you give us a few words of greeting first, please?
Absolutely. Thank you. It's so honored to be here. So our work at Niantic over the past decade has been driven by a single, simple but powerful idea: that technology can bring us closer to the world around us and to each other. When we launched our first game, Ingress, we saw people connect in ways that really surprised and delighted us. Today, players continue to meet their best friends or even their partners through the game. They form local communities that are connected to a global network of players around the world. They explore new cities, hike mountain trails, and most importantly, make real and lasting relationships. That same DNA is at the heart of Niantic Spatial, a new company that's building AI that fuses the physical and digital worlds. We use our expertise in mapping to give teams a new canvas for storytelling in the real world. Our geospatial AI is designed to make the real world understandable to computers and machines in a way that enables the creation of more playful, interactive, and fun experiences for all of us to share. Once you've understood reality, then you can bend it to create whole new experiences. We've been fortunate to find a creative partner in Kojima Productions who shares this vision. We're grateful to Kojima Productions for choosing Niantic Spatial as a technology partner to begin to explore ways to weave their much-loved universes into the real world so players can experience these stories in completely new ways, together, outside, with other people. Kojima Productions is a team that is constantly expanding what's possible. Their move beyond gaming and into new forms of media and interactive entertainment is an important new chapter in their history. So congratulations on 10 years of amazing innovation, and here's to many more.
Thank you very much. So just now, move beyond the screen. It says move beyond the screen as we see on the screen. Is this the kind of world that we are going to realize?
Yes, we're always creating game in the screen, even smartphones or whatever, and we want to liberate that. So your normal real life, if there's art and entertainment in your everyday life, I thought that was brilliant, and I was always thinking about that. So looking at John's technology, I thought this was possible, so we kind of teamed up here.
So up to now, the AR technology, projecting something onto the real world, that technology, I think we can kind of have a rough image of what it is. But are we going to have some technology that is going to go beyond that? What is the rough image of?
Well, I can't really speak about details yet, but if you're like, climbing a mountain, but there's still entertainment there. Like, well, to give just a wild example, it's like the real Death Stranding in the real world, and you could connect with people, or you could connect with the actual environment there in your city. But previously, it was like, virtual reality, but this time I'm thinking more about connecting with the real environment.
And John-san, to the extent possible, if you can share, what kind of world, what kind of environment will this create in your mind?
Well, I hope that it creates one that brings people together to play. I think if there's one need we have in society right now, it's something that unifies us and doesn't pull us apart. And I think storytelling, as was pointed out in the last panel, has always been humanity's way of coming together. And I think technology can support that. It can divide it too, but I think used correctly and with an inspiring creator, it can be an important force for good in the world.
Thank you very much. So this is going to be a special collaboration, new game experience through the collaboration of Kojima Production and Niantic Spatial. So finally, John, would you give us a few final words?
I would just say it's been a great honor to celebrate here with you. Congratulations on an amazing 10 years, and it's inspiring to see you so focused and so energetic about continuing to create new things.
John, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Please give a big round of applause.
Wow, Wow, that was something. What does Hideo has in his mind? Well, I can't die yet. Yeah, I guess. But I still have limited amount of time. Anyways, so the event is almost close to the end. And we would like to kind of have everyone who came up on the stage today come up on the stage, so just gather around on the stage for all the guests that came today. Please give a big round of applause to all the guests and VIPs and the masters who came up on stage today. So everyone, please come up, join us on stage.
What a wonderful group of guests to celebrate the 10th anniversary, all up on the stage. Is everyone ready? So, Mr. Kojima, over to you. Kojima Productions celebrating the 10th anniversary. I'm sure you have a number of memories and thoughts and experiences running through your mind. So what is your thoughts on today's event? And please give us a message for everyone here who have gathered here at the venue.
Well, 10 years ago I started with nothing except the connection with all of you. And there are new people who join the connection, and probably there's lots more to connect. So this Strand, we talked on this panel about connection, but the connection is really important from here on onwards. So there'll be a lot of separation in the world right now, and we can't rely just on politics. We need art and entertainment to connect these people, connect the world, make a better place, and we have the power to do it with entertainment to connect for the next 10 years, 20 years. So I would like to cherish this connection that we have, and let's live long, 20, 30 years, and fulfill that connection. Thank you so much today.
Thank you, Mr. Kojima, and we will continue to support the Kojima Production. And thank you once again to the wonderful guests who appeared in today's program. Please give a big round of applause once again. And thank you to all of you for staying with us until the end of the program. And those of you here in the audience, those of you who are watching the live stream, please continue to look forward to many wonderful titles to come from Kojima Productions. Let's all wave hands.
Shake hands.
Let's wave hands.